All right, we are live on Twitch and YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and share this out.
Yep.
Let's get this link going a little bit. For a few minutes, I will start recording in 2 minutes. Dagger, are you able to get the link easily?
Yeah, I already announced from Twitter and also from the Discord channel. So I think
Cool. All right. Looks like we're getting this shared around a little bit. Start recording here in a minute. All right. Here we go. Okay. Start recording. All right, everybody. Welcome to this week's Sandstorm. Super excited to have a couple special guests with us here on stream. As you can see, we are currently in the Sandbox Metaverse in the SandStorm Meetup headquarters. We have some amazing NFTs laying around in the Gutter Cat. Look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to get a zoom in here. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Got a couple of them laying around. So we have these as our special guests as well. But I want to introduce GWP, who is from the Gutter Labs team or Gutter Cats team that is building out the NFT project. And then we have Blaze on here as well from Blaze Games, who is building Gutter City, which is the Gutter Cats implementation into Sandbox. So super excited to have both of you guys here, and thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to be here, man. Happy to talk Gutter Cats and Sandbox.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, excited. So let's start with the story with you, GWP. Let's go through how did Gang start?
Yeah, Gang is probably one of those myths where if you ask 5 people, they'll all say that they're the ones that started it. But yeah, it just kind of became like a battle cry almost. Like it just kind of took off. I'm not sure exactly who started it, but it's here to stay. If you go on Twitter, if we see any new members, like if anyone just posts gang, you'll see 20, 30, 40 cats all on there backing them up, liking it, retweeting it. So yeah, it's fun, but I can't really put the credit on that on really anybody.
Yeah. So how did you guys come up with the idea, the number, everything for the NFT project itself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm not one of the developers. I am part of the team, but I was not one of the original developers. My story of it was I was one of the first 50, 100 people in the Discord and just an active community member, and became one of the first mods in the Discord, and now part of the team. But yeah, I have had talks with the developers on that, and they said that at the time there was Punks and Apes were the 2 big projects, so they were kind of looking for something a little different in terms of mid-size, and wanted the Genesis token to be a little more on the scarce side, but at the same time not having too low of numbers. So they kind of decided on 3,000 as the sweet spot there, and I think it's a good number. I think it's worked out well for the team and the community.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think it's definitely the right timing, the right community, the right people behind it. It's all this like magical mixture of ingredients to come up with the ultimate collection. I think with everything going on this year, with profile picture projects going bonkers, I think you guys definitely have one of the best communities. That was one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you guys on.
Mm-hmm.
Just ride or die.
We are, man. We have some really loyal members that have. It's good. I mean, we have a great mix of people who have been there, since before the launch, and now there's a lot of new collectors that are in there as well. But just such a fun community, man. It really is. It's a community I hang my hat on, and I don't ever plan on leaving it.
Yeah. So what about gutter rats? I know, when we were playing around on OpenSea and everything, researching you guys and figuring out more, and Dagger High on the team has been a big fan of yours for a long time. So what is gutter rats relative to gutter cats?
Yeah, sure. So gutter rats were part of the plan from the very early stages of gutter cats. So shortly after the rollout, they started working on the rats, and if you don't know, gutter rats were a free drop for one for each cat holder. They were able to go mint one for free plus gas. But they've become a very formidable collection in their own right. But their story is that they live underground in Gutter City. They are definitely part of the gang. They're if you go and read their backstory, they're maybe they're trying to scheme of a way to take over Gutter City from the cats, but at the end of the day, they rep the gutter to the fullest. They're absolutely part of the gang, and and personally, I like the art just as much, if not a little bit more, from the cat art. I think the team did a really good job on it.
Yeah. I love the concept of that. If you get in and you're a collector, it's almost like this pipeline of future value that's going to come to you for holding.
Mm-hmm.
I love that value that you can provide to collectors, and we've seen that happening with like Bored Apes and some of these other communities where they're getting additional drops afterwards. So, are there any future drops that you guys have been planning, or for all the members?
Yeah, absolutely. So, they Species 3 and Species 4 Mint Pass just launched last week. So those are coming soon. Still don't know what the species are going to be. It's unrevealed yet, but I have a feeling that those details will be coming shortly here. And beyond that.
Wait. Do you have a feeling, or do you have an intel?
I have a good feeling.
Okay. It's open to interpretation, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, take that how you will. But beyond Species 3 and Species 4, the team has also they've done things like with Voxel Blaze. They've all cat rats, and even third and fourth species will be able to get their voxel for free in the metaverse. We've dropped Cadillacs, different cars and lowriders that for free that you'll be able to roll around in the sandbox. They just sent a lot of the holders like a really cool banner art piece, and I think that program is going to get expanded as well, where we're going to start getting some pretty nice art drops to the community. So yeah, the team is always looking for ways to add value to their holders. That's kind of been their motto from the beginning, and they've held true to that. So yeah, very exciting stuff.
Nice. So let's get into Sandbox. I think in terms of the projects that have been thriving the most, our avatar projects, like Gutter Cats, I think it makes the most sense early on because people can clearly see, for everybody watching on YouTube and Twitch, you can see that you have an avatar within Sandbox. So this could be a cat. And I have seen some pictures of the renderings of it that are super sick. And I think I'd love to dig into that a little bit in terms of how do you guys decide to go with Sandbox, first of all, and how did that partnership kick off?
I think I could lay in here a little bit for you. It kind of was one of the things I think the Gutter Cats were always looking into getting into the Sandbox, but it was like, I guess, one of those things that you were saying at the start of the show, perfect timing. It happened to be that Gutter Cats were my first proper mint that I did, I guess. It was the first thing I ever got to mint into my wallet properly. I guess apart from buying stuff on secondary or minting land and stuff like that. And once I bought them, I thought they were really cool. So I decided to, obviously, since I've been in the Sandbox before, put up a little voxel cat avatar, and the Gutter Cats noticed that, and then we got into talks from there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm always eager to see kind of how these relationships start because we had CyberKongs on and they just rolled out, their avatars, the CyberKong VX that are going to be in Sandbox. And it was super cool to see Gutter Cats really jumping in as well because it's pretty much instant utility, right? For these kind of static images that are cool and great to collect and have future value and things like that. But once you put it onto a little player that can go around and be part of these meetups and do various things, I mean, that's exponential utility, I think, for some of these.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's one of those things that I think, like, once it all gets minted and it gets dropped into everyone's wallet, it won't even be a matter if, say, there's a space for them to even go to. As soon as that NFT from the Sandbox is in their wallet, they can download the game maker and they can go and play as their cat, make a little game. They could do anything they wanted with the equipment assets that get dropped to them eventually as well. And yeah, it's like you said, instant utility, something you can go and make something out of or sell if you wanted to sell it, and it's available on OpenSea and sit in your wallet.
Yeah. So let's talk about where you guys are building. How much land have you guys tried to acquire in the Sandbox, and what are you guys building?
Yeah, so in the Sandbox, the Gutter Cats have a 3x3, and us at Blaze Games are looking after a 2x2 for them, and the outlying lands will be sorted out by the community, and they're going to be doing internal projects there. But on the 2x2, that's where the Gutter City build will be going, and we've got our early map layouts for that and everything getting built in, and we're also working on a side story mission for the Gutter Cats to play as well.
Nice. And as far as I understand it, from what GWP was saying, is that it's going to be kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but with a bunch of cats. Is that? So
that's the kind of vibe we're kind of going for. We're going for like, very gutter themed, kind of like if you see the weapon drop, you can kind of get the vibe where we've kind of gone with like nunchucks, Gatling guns, like the lowrider, all that kind of theme. Yeah, really on brand, like a derelict kind of New York City kind of vibe.
That's awesome. So we did just get Stash on stream here.
Yo, what is going on, guys?
Hey, man. How you doing?
We going, Stash?
Good, man. I think am I in a different instance than you guys? Because I'm here and I don't see you in the same spot that I'm in.
Oh, maybe. I mean, a ton of people jumped into this early on, and it spins up a new instance after 40 people join. But is there anybody in yours?
There's about 5 people here. Let me see. Users. Oh no, now it's just me and Mike Rock. So people have left. It's just me and Mike here. Mike Rock are hanging out. So we're by ourselves. Let me see if I go out and then go back in. Maybe it'll reload me back into your guys' instance. Let's see.
There we go.
If you come into our instance, I think you can see me and 2 other guys all dancing on top of the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, so for everybody listening in or watching, we are in the first social hub within Sandbox. We're working directly with them to get this up and going, obviously before it's public, which is really exciting. But this is like an exclusive because it'll go back offline after we're done here. And you can see that there's Gutter Cat NFTs all over the place just because we wanted to make them feel nice and gutter welcome, I guess. Or if you make it feel like a gutter, I guess that would be the right the right way of saying it.
That's
Yeah, you know,
keep it in the gutter.
it feels like home. You know, it feels good to see the cats around.
Yeah. So let's now that we have Stash on stream, let's talk a little bit about what the functionality of Gutter City is going to look like. I mean, now that we're kind of in the metaverse, Blaze, can you talk a little bit about how you see that happening and what's going to be able to be used?
So at the moment, the biggest thing for us is just waiting on the mechanics that are available in, I guess, your single player RPG kind of scenario getting added to the multiplayer realm, being able to add in your custom assets and custom avatars. And once that gets enabled and more of the mechanics and behaviors get added into this space, the things will get transferred over. So there's a lot of things we're being able to build mechanic-wise in our single player kind of way of building things, and it would still work and transfer over to the multiplayer. It's just waiting for those functionalities to get transferred. And it's all the things we have in the what do you call it? Sorry, the promos and stuff like that, and the things we've dropped on Twitter, like the frog fights and all those kind of different things. We've had working mechanics in our own single player versions of doing that, and it's just a matter of transferring them all over.
Got it. Yeah, because I think a lot of it's kind of like a foot race right now. A lot of people are building to make these avatar projects get into the metaverse and really kind of showcase what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always curious of like, are all the plots connected? Are they near each other? How are you seeing that happening where, if the plot's across the map, how are you guys going to work with that?
Yeah, so the 3x3 will be the one we'll be working on is the 2x2 instance, and that will be all together in one instance. And the outlying lands, I'm not sure how they'll be worked out with the Gutter Cat game, but depending on who's building them, and I guess they'll probably get some recommendations from us, but they will be outlying lands that either be, say, for example, with the Cadillacs, there might be a garage there where the Cadillacs kind of reside, and you can go to that garage, you go out of Gutter City, it teleports you to the garage, and then there's the garage for or your Cadillacs or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure on those and how they'll be used.
Got it. And I think one of the things that GWP was mentioning was about the gutter rats. So in terms of what you guys are building, will it be, if I have a gutter rat, I can participate in the Gutter City as just like a gutter cat could participate?
100%. So the voxel rats are actually already finished as well. So there was a little bit of a post. I'm not sure. It was on Twitter as well. But the cats and rats voxels are both done. Now we're just waiting on the, I guess, images for the third and fourth species. And once we get those, we'll get work on those straight away as well. So the end goal will be if you have a cat, rat, third or fourth species, you'll be able to participate in Gutter City.
Got it. Yeah, I think just the overall functionality is super interesting. So let's talk about the species a bit. You touched on it, GWP. There's a new species for anybody that's joining now. Can you talk a little bit about how that's like a VIP style pass?
Yeah, for sure. So so a little bit of background on the Gutter Cat collection. The Gutter Cats were the first Genesis drop in the collection, and those will hold weight in terms of utility and things. But the Gutter Rats, they themselves, they get a lot of the similar utility. The only thing really that they won't have access to is DAO voting rights. But it's been announced that that now the upcoming third and fourth species, they are going to be on the same tier as the Gutter Rats. So they're going to have a lot of the same benefits where they get free voxels in the metaverses. They'll be able to go to actually this coming weekend we're hosting our first flagship GutterCon event in Vegas where all Gutter Rats were invited to come and attend. So I'm assuming that will be the same for the third and fourth species. So yeah, they'll have a lot of a similar utility, and they will absolutely be part of the gang in the same way as the rats are.
Right on. Right on. So based on the current state of NFTs, I know we got Stash on the stream as well that I want to get his thoughts after you guys. But what projects like outside of Gutter Cats, I'm always interested in terms of what you're inspired by, what you like to see, what you wake up in the morning and you're checking Discord and OpenSea to see what's going on. What projects are inspiring you? We'll start with GWP.
Yeah. So my NFT history, I came into it through Top Shot, like a lot of other people that I've heard of, but then I heard of the apes, and I kind of missed the boat on the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So they were the first collection that kind of really brought me over to this side of things. And I do not have an ape, but I do have a lot of respect for that team and a lot of the things that they have done for the space. So one of my goals is to have an ape eventually. I'll always be a gutter cat, but I would just like to have one in the collection. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for everything that they've done. They've done a lot of real innovative stuff. So that's one for sure that I follow, even though I'm not a part of it. But I'm starting to get into more of the a little less of the PFP projects and more into the one-of-one art type stuff as well. So there's some really cool projects that I stumbled upon that I'm kind of getting involved with. But yeah, beyond Gutter Cats, I have a lot of respect for the apes.
Yeah, agreed. How about you, Blaze? What are you excited about?
Well, it's pretty obvious. I've always been a kind of sandbox boy for the last year. But yeah, Gutter Cats were same thing actually with GWE said. I was in the sandbox for the last year, just doing that, working as a cell artist, working my way up, and then made some games with my friends, and then kind of went through the game jam process and did all that. But yeah, I'd say Bored Apes was one of those things where I noticed and I kind of missed the boat. I saw them at, I think it was 0.5, 0.6 at the cheapest. And I just said, oh, I can't spend $1,000 on a picture. What am I doing? And then passed it up and regretted it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, got the Gutter Cats. And they were probably the next thing that I thought was the next big hit. And really, after I got into the Gutter Cats, I've really kind of just solely focused on Sandbox and stuff with the Gutter Cats, really. It's kind of one of those things, I think, if you try and take too many NFT projects on, you kind of spread yourself thin. But yeah, it's one of those things, I think, where you need to focus on the top players and do what you can and help out the people that you're already a part of a community with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. So Stash, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
I just jumped into another instance to try and find you, almost like Inception. Like I'm just searching for you, but
so there's supposed to be like an instance switcher. So if you look at the help menu, I tried to go and see if you could join, because it shows you like if you do /instances, you can join like one of these ones, and it tells you where you're at. But then when you go and try and like, I guess reload it, you have to go and load back in. What instance are you in?
I have no idea.
So type /instances.
/instances.
See what that
But
does.
while I'm trying to, look at that population 4. You are here. I am in 1044.
1044. Okay, I don't
So
even
it looks
see
like
that
there's
one
about
here.
25 people in all these different,
Okay, let
maybe
me see
30. But tell us while you're figuring out this, all these different instances. Tell us what you're excited about.
I mean, when it comes to the sandbox, man, this is pretty cool to see final, like this kind of social interaction here. These first looks of this, because I've been with the sandbox team since their second sale, so I got on pretty early and have been buying land since then. And to see like, oh yeah, so here we go. I think we got.
There he is.
There he is.
We found each other.
Awesome. But yeah, I mean, so I've been waiting for this game to launch for a long time, man. And I have a game that's in development as well that I've been working on here, kind of behind the scenes. Haven't really talked a lot about it, but it goes with my whole theme of secret agent Stash. So if you guys watch my popular live stream on Thursdays, I'm a secret agent, and we go and play like the top play to earn NFT games every Thursday. And I have different disguises. It's kind of a crazy game show type of game, like a live stream. And so the game that I'm building for the Sandbox is kind of themed around that. So you're a secret agent, you go on a mission, and it's basically like a gopher, like a mission. So you take a package from one location to the other, but you got to pick a certain, you got to pick from certain disguises. And if you pick the right disguise, you may not get seen by the enemies. And if you don't pick the right disguise, you may have to run for your life and hopefully make it to the goal before they kill you. So it's so a very, very cool secret agent theme type of game. And
Nice.
so yeah, but I can't wait to, because there've been so many great game jams and things that they put out so far. I just want it to be active and ready for everyone to join in and everyone to be using it and for it to be seamless, to be able to go from experience to experience and kind of hop over or take a portal over to your favorite experience and see all those really cool brands that have been, getting space here, because that's one of those big things is, we see a lot of people buying land and things based upon the IPs that are going to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see what these people are coming up with. People like Atari and some of the musicians like Avenged Sevenfold and Smurfs and Care Bears. And I mean, The Walking Dead was one of my favorite ones for sure. And so I can't wait to see like what those experiences are going to entail too. Amongst all the other community projects too. I mean, there's tons of people who have now gotten on board with creating NFTs and experiences, and kind of like it's been a really great way to give value to we'll say like generative avatars or other NFT holders, and do something like, hey, if you hold this NFT, you could also have this experience in the Sandbox or get something in particular exclusive here in their metaverse, or their land that they're going to have their experience. So I love that aspect of it too.
Nice. That's a good segue into Blaze Games. Like what all are you guys working on? I know you're helping Gutter Cats make Gutter City within Sandbox, like we talked about with Gutter Rats and Cats, for the GTA of Sandbox essentially. But what other projects are you guys building out?
So at the moment we are in talks with a few different people, but I can't really give away too much on that. But the next game room coming up, the Beast Quest, we will have an entry for that. We've been working on it for a little while now, and it should be a game full of custom assets. We'll be dropping probably a trailer in probably 3 or 4 days for it. And yeah, that will be our entry for the current game jam coming up. And that's what we've been putting our efforts towards the last, I guess, 1 or 2 weeks. Apart from also doing the drop for the equipment for the Gutter Cats.
Nice. So if you guys are listening or watching on stream, drop us some questions. We wanted to spend a few minutes with community Q&A. You can ask Blaze Games. You can ask GWP from Gutter Cats. You can ask Stash. Just asking questions, I think, is always good to connect with people. So feel free on YouTube or on Twitch to ask some questions while we roam around. And the second half of this, what I wanted to do is we have 3 hidden cats in the instances here on Sandbox. So if you guys go to the Game Maker now and get into this social hub, there are 3 hidden cats, and we'll drop merch, some Gutter Cat merch, to people who go out and screenshot each one of those on Twitter and tag Gutter Cats, SandStorm Meetup. Also, you could tag the Blaze Games. You can also tag Stash. Just tag everybody that's here.
Tag them all. Tag all of them.
Get them all on there.
And first person to find all 3, screenshot them and put them there. You'll get a Gutter Cat merch for your avatar, which is sick. And I wanted to have you chime in on that, GWP. Tell us about the merch.
Yeah, the merch looks really cool. I like it a lot. So, yeah, it was they rolled it out. There was a really interesting mechanic where it was it was an NFT token. You could hold the token indefinitely, and whenever you go to claim your merch, the token gets burned, and the merch will get shipped worldwide wherever you are for free. So yeah, it was really interesting. There's a lot of interesting mechanics now because as people are starting to claim their merch, it's a deflationary asset, and you could buy them on OpenSea. So a lot of people bought, multiples, and their plan is to hold them for a while, and a couple years down the road, like, hey, do you want the first ever Genesis merch drop? So they're making some bets on that. So
Yeah, I bought 10.
yeah. So they're up in value right now from the mint. So who knows what the future will hold with that. But yeah, really cool. I like the way that they did it.
Yeah,
Nice.
the tie-dye jacket's pretty dope.
Yeah, the jacket's dope. I like the dad hat. That's the one that I'm most excited about.
The dad hat.
The dad hat, yeah. I like it.
So how big is the team? I forgot to touch on that earlier. How big is the Gutter Labs team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they launched with there's 3/4 devs at launch, and they've that was their team from the beginning. But since then, they've added 2 full-time employees, as well as there's a couple of other contractors and stuff that they work with. But yeah, they're growing. They're here to stay.
Nice. For everybody playing the game, I literally just leaked one of the cats. So.
Whoops.
I'm standing on that one as well. I saw that one before. I was like, oh, there's one. I won't claim it though, because I already got 10. That's not very fair.
And how big is the Blaze Games team, and where are you guys based?
So we are only 4 people. So basically, there's me, Young NTO, Sandbox, and Atomic Vox, and we're all based in Australia. Atomic Vox is my partner, and Young NTO and Sandbox are my friends from high school as well. We are kind of like, I got into the Sandbox and had a chat to them, and we all kind of formed together and got the idea to make a kind of cool gaming company for the Sandbox, and kind of progress to where we are today.
Got it. And I'm really interested in the mechanics of how you roll out in these different builds. And I know you didn't want to mention some of the projects you guys are working with, but when it comes to making like a voxel character, how long does it take? If you have this series of thousands of these profile picture NFTs, are you guys doing them all, or how do you guys start that process?
So the easiest way for us to start that process, obviously, because there being 3,000 individual cats with all different attributes and traits being a big job, obviously a lot of hours would have to go into that. So the way we've gone about it at the moment is every cat will get their fur drop. So black cats will get a black cat, gold cats will get a gold cat. And then that's why we did the equipment drop, where we have the GCG shirt and things like that. You get the weapons, the wearables, so your cat can still get dressed up. And then as well, we hopefully into the future, as things get more down the line, we get a bit more set up and everything kind of gets rolled out, and these avatars can get pushed out a bit easier. The ability for a gutter cat to be able to come to us, and if they want to for a certain fee or whatever it is, we work it out to get their full version of the cat done for them. Or nice. the rat, or the 5th or 3rd or 4th, whatever species it was, but the fur will get done for the cat, rats, and all of them, and that kind of dwindles it down a bit. It's still a big job, but you're not going into every single thing and adding for like 10,000 characters or 3,000 characters, different eyeglasses, necklaces, chains, all that kind of stuff.
Got it. Very cool. So we got a comment on Twitch. It says they found the random cats, but they want it to be a random draw between everybody that finds them and posts on Twitter.
I got mine too. I found them.
All right. Well, I think that's what do you guys say? Should we do a random draw, or should we just give them to the first person that finds them? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'll leave it to the host.
All right. Well, I think those are most of the questions that I have for you guys in terms of what's coming. If there's anything that you guys could share about what's coming for Gutter Cats, or what we can expect over the next 12 months, that would be awesome. So anything that you could leak, any alpha GPG would be great, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I would just say, well, right now the team has been really focused on Species 3 and Species 4 coming up, as well as the focus has also been on a lot of the Metaverse's Sandbox and a couple others. So they're building out on other Metaverse platforms as well. But yeah, I would just say continue to look for ways that the team is going to add value. We're really doing a push to kind of make us like a real life social collection as well. So with Vegas coming up, there's talks of also extending that out to other cities, maybe multiple meetups a year, and that's they're constantly working and coming up with ways to make holding a gutter cat / rat a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I can touch on that a little bit as well. I think with anything with alpha, I guess if anyone was literally looking for good alpha at the price it is at the moment from when it was dropped, the mint pass I would say is probably some of the best alpha you can get, because as we mentioned earlier, they will be getting voxel versions of themselves and they haven't even been seen yet. They've been holding their price quite well, I'd say as well. Not financial advice, of course, but definitely my pick would be the mint passes if you were looking to get into the gutter, just because of all the utility, like you said before as well, that comes with the assets that can get added in the sandbox, and they are an established NFT company, and they've already got roots tied in, and they have an award-winning game company making their game.
Nice. And Sebastian, the founder of Sandbox, just joined. How's it going, Sebastian?
Good. I thought I would quickly come by and say hi, everyone.
Hey,
Sam.
Yes, very well, thanks. I heard a lot of exciting things coming up, so really stoned about that. Trying to join in the hub. I think there's more than the limit of users, so I've been alone into another instance. Trying to join that little dance.
You just got to put the instance thing on. So type /instances and then choose the instance that we're in. I think I can tell you which one it is.
Well, that's power user. He knows even the things I don't.
Power user.
Thank you. Now I look like a noob.
We're in instance 1057. We're in instance 1057, getting our dance.
Okay.
Not every day you can just school this one of the founders, but that's all good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Power user. Yeah, it was. We had to kind of dig in a little bit so that I could connect with CryptoStash in all these different instances, because I think that are there 5 of them, Stash?
Yeah, it looks like there's 5 instances with people in them, and it's weird because I don't know what the limit is for sure. Maybe it is 4 right now, but because that's what it looks like. There's 4 here, but the other ones all have 3, 2, and 2.
Okay.
Interesting. Yes. Oh, I can see some. Hello.
Hey.
So join instance.
So Sebastian, we got gutter cats on the line.
On the walls. Yes, everywhere. I saw them everywhere. It's great use of the display external NFT feature. I really enjoyed to see the whole collection, and we're proud to own a lot of them as well ourselves.
Oh, get my break on.
I love all the emotes, man. I gotta get a PC.
Yeah. And we're doing a scavenger hunt, Sebastian. You can be involved, but I'm pretty sure they've already been found. We hid 3 cats around the SandStorm headquarters. So if you find them and post on Twitter, you can win some merch for your future Gutter Gang cats that you have in the Sandbox portfolio.
That's good. All right.
Yeah, look at this dance party going on now.
Nice.
Big Cabeza. That is this amazing avatar. Look at that. There was one guy on the last one who had like a Tron, an entire glowing avatar that looked amazing. People are getting really creative. Woo. Dance party. So Sebastian, while you're dancing around, can you tell us a little bit about your strategy around, collecting these different avatars? Because you mentioned that you wanted to get involved with Gutter Cat Gang, like pulling them in your portfolio. What do you look for in terms of who you're going to add to the portfolio?
So we continue to acquire NFT from various collections in the space. Our goal is really to support all the creators behind and display those. So one thing important is when you're going to see the main hub, that will be the first thing we'll be launching for the multiplayer and the general public, you will be exposed to all those NFT collections. So even if you're not familiar yet, you start to feel like Sandbox is not just about content that we create at Sandbox, but it's a lot about the content that's being part of the overall open metaverse and that you can get exposed to. You can even go and buy eventually because with the NFT inspector, it'll take you to a marketplace where you'll be able to see those NFT. We will not sell our own, but then because they are able to see that page, they can see all the different sellers potentially if they are interested into owning those. So we'll drive traffic and we'll drive revenue for creators even outside of Sandbox world. And then beyond the display of NFTs as 2D art, we really want to engage those collections to use the interoperability bridge feature that we're working on to increase the utility of those collections and allow them to play, socialize, interact, jump, run, kill enemies, dance like we're seeing now, with a 3D version of the avatar that will match exactly the look and feel of the original 2D NFT they own, which we think, and the Gutter Cat Gang is one of the best examples of that, adds a lot of value to the community and allows to develop a whole lore, whole universe, stories around the characters that are at the core. In a way, it's almost like the creation of a new Marvel, a new Disney, where the whole IP is being decentralized and multiple application and platforms as part of the ecosystem are leveraged for that content creation.
I love it.
I like that. The decentralized Marvel of the future with cats, rats, all the different avatars out there.
Yeah, like the diversity of characters, in a way, it's amazing, all that creativity in the space. Like, who are we to judge like which looks better, etc.? I think it's a lot about matter of taste and feeling, having like a certain emotion or attachment to some characters and the stories. And in the end, it reminds me the old day of gaming. Like when I wanted to enter a game, I had to always choose a character. And I don't know about those characters. They came from the creative mind of some professionals. Now they come from the creative mind of like the overall ecosystem of NFTs.
Nice. Yeah, I love that you guys have that kind of public portfolio. And I was watching when you guys did the Bored Apes. I think you got the captain when you added them to the portfolio. That was pretty awesome to see that. In terms of the community with builders, I'm always interested in how you guys are developing that. You've done a great job so far as I can tell, in terms of supporting people like Blaze, supporting all these different developers out there. But for people tuning in, can you tell us a little bit about the creator program that you guys have for builders?
Absolutely. Well, the role of our foundation is to support creators. We really believe that if creators are not able to be successful into using our tool and successful into launching business and earning a revenue from it, it will restrain the growth of the overall platform as we're envisioning it. So the first step is really to support artists and game creators to bring to life all their ideas, leveraging our tools. And that's how we've came to support more than 54 studios, plus a few more now that went from just making a project into Sandbox into making the whole business about being the first creators for Sandbox. Our approach is to look at the diversity of experience that will be available. look at the diversity of like the creator background as well. Like we love to hear your story, where you come from, how you learn about it, and are going to leverage our tool to achieve some of your goals. And to achieve that, we need to have a good support in terms of like education, creator support as well, etc. So we have the Game Maker Academy and the Sandbox Academy, with people working full time to write more tutorial and provide guidance. We hired and made team members some of the best creators we found in the community as well, so they can share the knowledge, etc. And now we are launching more bootcamp program as well, which are like kind of intense training program where for 1 week you'll do only Sandbox and learn all the tricks, etc., to create very cool content and leverage that. And I think maybe the best person to talk about it is about Voxel Blaze himself and his team, which Blaze Game Studios. How they came up with this idea, what's the story behind, if our support has been effective or not to achieve that.
Oh no, of course the Sandbox's support has been very, very good. The whole same from when I first joined, pretty much like my initiation kind of story, I guess, was COVID kind of happened here in Australia, and I worked in hospitality for the last kind of 9 years. Then that kind of industry shut down, and then the Sandbox was a way for me to be able to make another revenue stream for myself to support myself, and like my partner as well. And I ended up kind of COVID went down a little bit in Australia, and then we kind of went back to work, and I still did Sandbox on the side and kept on doing it. I'm trying to make it my full-time role, and then every opportunity I kind of got, they pushed me further. I put my hand up to do streaming, and they helped me out with that. And then it kept on going and going, building my way up, got myself to be a cell leader, and then got my teammates together as well. We entered in our first game jam, and then we won that one, and then that was another big boost. And with the money from that, we were able to form Blaze Games, and it was the Sandbox is the reason I'm able to work from home now and to make games as a full-time career instead of having to go to work behind a bar. And it's been I do much better for myself now than I have done before.
That's amazing.
Good to hear. That's a great story. Like that's how the whole economy behind. I didn't know you were from Australia, so we have a lot of talents in Australia. The head of our academy is based there. Cyber Dragon,
yes,
well.
yes, yeah. My good friend early on as well, yes.
Cool. We have an active community there, and I'm frustrated. I cannot join all the dance party up there. Something kicking me out of this instance.
I'm the same as well. I can't get in either.
Yeah, we need the power user crypto stash to start bringing everybody into.
I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I just kind of messed around with it for a little bit there, and so the process of it is like you type in join and then the instance number, and then it'll take you back out and to the load screen, and then you have to load back in, and then when you load back in, I think then it takes you to the instance you want, so it doesn't automatically teleport you directly there.
You go. I got in. Oh.
I love the commentary here. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
Hey,
There's
There we go.
There we go.
Great avatars in here right now. Great ones.
And I like to think that the Sandbox team specifically made my avatar here, this head for me, the default one with this sweet mustache, because they knew I needed a default one to start off with. And I wouldn't accept anything better than or less than this. So,
yes, there is a lot of Easter eggs in Sandbox. So,
we're just going with that story. That's established now.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, here I am.
Yeah, he's got
it. All right, there you go. All is right in the world now.
All right, let's try to get a screenshot with the gutter cats in the background here. Oh, yeah. Big dance party. Look at this. So I guess this instance, it started spinning up additional ones, Seb, because too many people had joined the first one. And then or was it set at 4 per instance?
No, that's the kind of thing. Like, I guess we're still in private debugging. Normally it's 40 people by instance, and now I see this one specifically has like 12 people. So it seems it's accepting much more, but we need to check on our matchmaking. Why you would launch more instances with just 0 or 1 people where there's one with only 12?
I think it might have been also something to do with I think a few of us all joined in at the exact same time, so maybe there was multiple instances that started everyone joining. Maybe that was the cause.
So that's part of the debugging. So before we want to launch live, we're still testing at and progressively at scale, adding more users, 100 users, 1,000 users progressively to some tests that are being planned to make sure those kind of things will not happen live in production, right?
Yeah. It's looking pretty good so far, though.
Yeah, this looks great.
Do you guys have Seb? Do you guys have a target for the amount of max users that you can have in one scene, in one instance of a plot? Because each plot is going to be kind of its own instance, right? So you guys have a max target for that you want to get to?
Each land or like 3x3 up to 4x4 can host an instance, and then vertically we can add more and more instances. Just like now, we're having 40 to 60 users at the same time. Then it flows into a new instance. The challenge, I think, if you're familiar with gaming a little bit, like it's essentially how do you broadcast to other users that you as a player, you're doing an action, and that all the other users, the n-1 users, see the same action. In the industry, it's called an n-square problem, because every action you do, you have to reply it to broadcast it to n-1 users. And when you add gamification, physics, projectile, fighting enemy, doors that open, and all sorts of things that need to be seen, like you open a door and all the other players need to see that door is actually open. It adds complexity and more messages that need to be sent to players. And that's why I think so far in the industry, games like Fortnite are limited at 64, etc.
Yeah.
If we don't have gaming logic, etc., some MMO have been able to push that limit further, or they have some tricks, so you only see what's really close to you on screen, so you don't see what people are doing beyond. It's a lot of optimization behind that probably will come over time at Sandbox. Like just remember, like we've been in 3 years in the making, but on the game side and multiplayer side, it's just a year basically, so still early on in that development process.
Yep, makes total sense. But we're having a good time now.
That's it.
Yeah, this is great. I'm taking screenshot after screenshot here, just because it's cool having all the gutter cat NFTs laying around the SandStorm Meetup here, and everybody dancing in the middle.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's been a lot of fun, but I actually got to get going. I got a live stream that's going to start here in a little while, and I got to get ready for that. But man, this was cool to jump in here, see some of this first look here, hang out with you guys, get our dance on. Good to see Seb, Voxel Blaze, and everyone, and the rest of the Gutter Cat gangs, and everyone hanging out. And it was fun finding the cats too. That was cool, man. I'm happy that I went and scouted them all out. So
cool. Thanks for jumping on, Stash.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. We'll see you guys next time. Huh?
See you, Crypto.
Sure.
All right.
Bye, Stash.
We have a couple more minutes remaining, and there have been some questions coming in to the chats for Sebastian. And I think I want to filter through some of these, but a lot of them are around when you guys are launching, when it's going public. That seems to be the number one question. But like you said, game development has been in here for a year. In terms of other projects that have gone out similar to Gutter Cats, are there any additional ones that you guys are recently working with? I saw Board Mummies was new, but are there any other ones similar to Gutter Cats that you guys are currently in the works with?
All right, let's take that one first. there are new communities almost on daily basis that are joining and creating for Sandbox. I'm even myself discovering some of them just as I browse through my Twitter feed, so that's quite exciting. From top of mind, there's been CyberCon VX that we announced. There was a publication today on our Medium to explain a bit further what they are doing and how they are even adding more animation to their characters, the Kongs, etc. There's Voxes, Voxodeus, Monstrosities, and Monstrosities has done something original. They also created unique mounts for the characters. So think like a flying turtle or other animals that you can actually mount your avatar onto and fly within the game maker. We've seen the board waking up mummies as well. That's just came out very recently. Dystopunks. Bored ape, of course, as you saw the golden bored ape, the captain. And well, it's, I think, work in progress where like many people are still trying and iterating all different tools to see how they are best leveraging Vox edits and after a game maker for their community. In terms of quality, I really enjoy seeing everything Blaze Game is doing. Like they've been one of first, and they really master like developing the whole environment and also creating great teasers. So when you watch them, sometimes I feel like, wow, I'm watching like hip hop music trailers, etc. Like, you know, it goes that rhymes and go all those cats and rats dancing and so on.
Oh, thank you very much, Seb.
And well, I think what's the interesting point and great thing being an ecosystem is like it's a community by itself that works with creators like Studios and gets things moving on their own, where we are no longer involved. We just get involved for the development of the platform tool, the creation tool, and how we help them with, for example, the interoperability bridge that we're implementing.
Nice. And a question from Go Player Power. Where can other developers start posting items to the Sandbox shop? Also, we can't really hear you because of the music. I think he's playing music or someone. So where can developers post items?
So the marketplace is already live. We removed the whitelisting. So normally anything you upload from VoxEdit, you can use yourself in Game Maker. We still curate the creators the content that goes for sale. So we suggest creators to come up with ideas of what they want to sell, tell us a story, and we help them sell that content, just various events, or that we've been helping to launch NFTs like this for supporting various charities or giveaways, for example. We want to really open the marketplace to anyone once we've been finished with moving to Polygon as layer 2, so that like anything related to transaction fees and buying NFTs in Sand at any price will come in a more seamless experience, since you no longer have to worry of things about gas thanks to Biconomy, etc.
Got it. And Sod Sam, he says, if you are working with a project like a PFP project, how should they get in touch with partnering with you guys or working with you guys directly when they're building in the Sandbox?
Well, best way, ping me, Twitter, LinkedIn, Telegram, or my email. That way I can funnel you into our partnership program and everything needed to start creating this. We are putting a specific page that will showcase some of the example and explain a bit more the steps as well. So as we are getting a lot of demand, so that could be also quite efficient. We be patient as well. I think this is a lot of work in progress to achieve this true interoperability, and we will try to guide you as all the steps being needed. it's important to share the knowledge, like how your collection is built, explaining us like the traits, so we can try to match that with the way like VoxEdit will be able to also programmatically generate from various parts those traits and integrate it in a certain workflow with GameMaker. But I think we'll achieve it, and once it's fully achieved, any collection will indeed just on their own without us being in the middle of the process. Hopefully by next year, that's our goal.
Cool. Very cool. Got it. Well, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. We've crossed over the hour mark. Thank you so much for jumping on, Seb. I think this was great. A lot of people got some good excitement out of having you here in the SandStorm headquarters here. So thanks for jumping on. I appreciate that. And GWP, thanks for repping the Gutter Cat gang, and also Voxel Blaze for repping Blaze Games.
Not a problem.
Absolutely. Good to be here, man. Thanks for having us.
For sure.
Great. Can't miss any of those now. So let me know when is the next one. I'll jump in and we continue this conversation and showing us amazing stuff.
Excellent. That sounds good. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next SandStorm.
Cheers,
Awesome.
everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.